Hello and welcome to today's haul video. Truth be told, I was going to do one big haul video for my whole birthday January. Things are getting a bit spicy for me time-wise between work and personal life, so forgive me, I am going to split them into two videos. There's still plenty of content and stuff to go through. Instead of like an hour plus video, we're just going to have two 30-40 minute videos. So today's haul is the manga I received on my birthday from Benjamin, plus some other stuff that I threw in for myself that I was feeling cheeky and naughty about. So this is my SciFier haul. It was just a pile of SciFier boxes. I could have done an unboxing, but I kind of wanted to sit and open them on my birthday and not think about filming. So yeah, all of this is from SciFier. Feel free to check it out. Use code CAKETINS to get a discount if you're feeling fancy. Though they are running a whole bunch of other themed discounts to get 10% off, which would be better than my code. Depends if you want to do one order for a bunch of stuff, or you're happy doing multiple orders for different bits. Bit different today, instead of alphabetized, it is grouped by publisher. I've been feeling publisher a bit more as of late. I'm really worried I'm like feeling the urge to sort my collection by publisher, because I don't think I've got it in me to do that, as neat as it would look. Anywho, I've rattled on long enough. Let's see what we've got. So the first few pickups were actually for Ben. I tried to get him a few light novels in every order to get him closer to filling the gaps of series he really wants to read. So we have a couple of volumes of Kuma Bear. We have 13 and 14 of the light novel. Ben really wants to read it because of our cat Yuna, the namesake, which is the same name as this character. He finds it really cute. He goes through them pretty quick. I'm going to try and get him the rest for his birthday, which is at the end of February, and then he'll be able to be up to date again. Also picked this up, but it's kind of for both of us. This is Chronicles of Light 2. This is a selection of short stories from Final Fantasy XIV. I can't remember if they're posted somewhere else first before they then collate them into these little books. This is the second one. We have a lot of short stories from Shadowbringers and Endwalker, I believe, though we do also have Alpha and Omega on the front here. I can't remember if Ben's read the first one. I haven't yet. I've read a lot of like fan fiction from 14, but reading like a bookie book, like official one, look at that, Thancred. Just not been sure yet. Look at that Mandeville man. Now it's manga. So the first tranche is, can I grab it all? That's quite big. We're gonna do it in short bursts. We have a load of Kodansha. So for no particular reason, I've decided this year to try and read loads of my Kodansha series, in particular the large format. What do I mean by large format? So this is a large format volume, and this is a small format volume. I do feel like nowadays most Kodansha seems to come out in this large format size. There is a lot less coming out in the smaller size, and if it does, it tends to be more in the vertical format, where it's actually a bit wider than regular volumes, which is super annoying. Having the extra few centimeters sticking out on your shelf. Anywho, let's go through the Kodansha that I picked up. First off, we have Blue Period 16. I am behind. I can't believe how behind I've gotten. I'm kind of smitten with this volume cover, if we're going to start talking about art, like digital art as well. I did once upon a time do graphic design for 5 years, and I really enjoyed it. I just ended up stopping not doing as much once I went to university. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if we drift towards that, but this is on my hit list for getting back up to date with this year in terms of my series, if that makes any sense. Then we have Gazing at the Star Next Door, Volume 7, also on my hit list. It is, I believe this is a shoujo series, and it is February and it's Shoujose month in the Discord server, so I'm reading a bunch of Shoujose series, and I'm definitely trying to tackle my Kodansha large format Shoujose. There is not too many. I say there's not too many. There's like 40. I'm currently reading anyway I'm Falling in Love with You or something like that, the blue one. And then I'm going to see what I can tackle next after that. I've got like this and Clear Moonlit Dusk on my hit list, as well as a few others on this in this stack. But a lot of the ones in here I'm actually fairly up to date with, so I don't have like a load to binge. It's just like odd volumes. Megaera? I think this is volume 1, yeah, because I think I've ordered volume 2. I really like the idea of when we get series like Omegaverse, where there's like actually there's a cat, there's Yuna, or there's kind of a story. Can I peek this out? Or there's some there's some form of story around. It's not just Smut and Omegaverse stuff. We have other stuff going on around the edges by Yuna. And this, from what I've heard, all accounts that I've heard, is kind of like that. So I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know if I'm going to wait for volume 2 and then at least I can read 2 together. I'm just so much enjoying reading, at least with starting a series, reading 2 to 3 in a go. I've enjoyed stuff so much more, so I want to give it a good shake. Next I have Grand Blue Dreaming 23. I've actually already read this one. I love Grand Blue Dreaming. It's so hilarious, it's so dumb, but we are like starting to have like more relationship stuff going on with the characters, and it's really awkward and really cute, and it's just so hilarious. But it needs to be your kind of humor, and it is mine. It is mine. I'm not sure if there was any diving in this one at all. Next we have a couple of volumes of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. We have 27 and 28. I can't believe how quickly I fall behind on this. I don't even think it's releasing as quickly a series as like Blue Lock, but it's still releasing quick enough that I'm falling behind. Absolutely on my hit list to catch up with this year. I've put it on, I do this a lot. A series that I really, really like, I put off reading the volumes because I don't want to be up to date. I'm trying to do better at not doing that, but I used to be really bad with it. But I'm just missing out on great stories. It's a weird mindset. I don't know why I do it. And I think I've started doing it with this series again, but I think I'm going to save it for Isekai month, which is later in the year, and then catch up then. I'm trying to, because there's still a lot of large form Kodanshas, I'm trying to narrow down. So this month being Shoujo and Josei, I'm trying to tackle those ones. Next month is Manhwa, so probably less touching then. April is Anything Goes. May is Magical. June is Pride. July is Isekai, that's it. Next we have How I Met My Soulmate Volume 5, and apparently Volume 6 is out like next week, which is crazy. We had such a gap between 4 and 5, and now it is, I assume there was a hiatus or something. Really enjoyed this one. I was going to say adult, I think they're in college or just post-college, I can't remember. And I've just really enjoyed this one, and I got back up to date with this one mid last year because it was another one where I'd been really enjoying, so I put it off because it seemed to be on hiatus. And I was like, no, stop doing that. So I caught back up with what I'd read. And now we have another one, but 6 is on its way as well. Fall in Love, You False Angels, Volume 4. Another, you know what, I have no idea what the demographic is on this one, so I'm not going to guess. But Volume 1 was quite cute, quite enjoyed it. I don't think I was like raving for it as much as some of the other ones. I read it, I think, at the same time as I read Gazing at the Star Next Door, or Snow and Ink. That's another one from Kodansha, I think, but I don't think I've got any in this haul. So I'm like mixing it up with those ones. I really love her hair. I quite like the style of this one. Next we have Raw, and I think this is a josei. Raw Volume 3. It's full of drama. It's so much drama. I'm liking it because of that. There is not that much drama, not that much josei, apologies, in English print that isn't like revolving around romance as much. This one is like acting and drama. It's so great, but like also painful to read, I feel. I feel like I'm cringing as I'm reading it sometimes. But I'm glad to have another one. I'll try and read this one this month as well. Medalist Volume 6. Truthfully, I picked this up because I did, as part of my being cheeky naughty for my birthday, I picked up some random volumes to fill in some gaps. I haven't really done that in a while. I'm more focused on series I'm actively reading, staying up to date in Volume 1s. But I also did I picked up a few like things that would fill in some gaps, and Medalist was one because I had 1 to 5, 7 and 8, and now I have 6. Also probably on my hit list this year, maybe if we had something sporty themed, maybe in one of the Anything Goes in April or August, I might try and do some sports reading. Next we have Kingdom of Quartz Volume 4. I'm a bit confused because I thought this like ended, but we seem to still be getting more volumes. I have no idea how many it is. I need to check because I realised because I think they said not long after Volume 2 came out in English that it was wrapped or done. I was like, okay, maybe I wait till it's all out. But I need to actually go see how many volumes that is. If it's going to be like 9, I might just read what I've got for now and then read the second half when that's all out. But if it's going to be like 5 or 6, I'll keep holding off and read it together. Okay, next, and I think I'm going to be talking about this in quite a few videos in the coming weeks, so apologies. We have Nina the Starry Bride. I picked up 6, 9 and 10. This was to fill in some gaps. I think I already had 7 and 8, I believe. And I was like picking random series to fill in gaps, particularly if it was Kodansha. And I picked Nina and the Starry Bride, and I am unbelievably pleased that I did, because I caught back up to date with this. Like, I read 2 to 13. You'll see the rest in the next whole video. What's this, like, can you see this, like, shiny square? What is a rectangle? What is that? That's so strange. Anyone knows what that is? It looks like they tried to put some shiny stuff down by mistake. Anywho, yeah, I've become mildly obsessed, especially with set. I've gone and bought merch on Neokyo. I've gone and bought an art book. I don't think I've ever bought an art book before. I think Ben's bought me art books. I don't think I've bought an art book, but I've bought an art book for Nina the Starry Bride. I think I had to keep getting volumes because I caught up with what I had, then got some on my birthday, then we went shopping. So it took me a little bit, but it was only a few days pretty much from start to end. Yeah, mildly obsessed, just mildly. You should see my TikTok likes. I'm fairly sure it's just set thirst traps. Okay, let's do the rest of this stack. There isn't that much left on it. We have Dragon Quest Mark of Erdrick Volume 2. Really excited to start reading this because I actually finished playing Dragon Quest 3 the other night. I haven't gone through and done some of the optional or post-game stuff in the HD remake. I'm not sure if I'm going to. I was reading some opinions on it and does it seem to be well liked? There are some neat things. I'm not sure yet. So I'm not sure if I might hold that off and go and play the 1 and 2 remakes. Plus 7 is now out, so I might go and play stories of other ones and then come back to postgame later, if I will. But anywho, I'm saying all that because this is a sequel to Dragon Quest 3. It takes place after Dragon Quest 3, Mark of Erdrick. So I didn't want to start reading it until I'd finished 3, especially as I was actively playing it at that point when I got Volume 1. 100 years after the events of Dragon Quest 3, so it's still quite a bit away, but I'm looking forward to it. Then we have 2 volumes of FAKKU. We have volumes 5 and 6, and this slightly brings me back up to date in that I accidentally pre-ordered Volume 10 but not Volume 9. But 10 isn't yet out, I think, so I don't technically have a gap. I could now read all that I physically have, but once everything arrives that I have, I'll have a gap with Volume 9 because it's coming out at such a pace. But I'm so pleased. These seem to like come and go on SciFier, especially within a month or so after they've just come out. So if you're worried and you look on SciFier and you can't see them, just give it a bit of time. I managed to get, I think, 7 and 8 from SciFier before I got 5 and 6. But they keep coming and going. It's a brand new publisher. I'm still absolutely astounded that they have mostly stuck to releasing 2 volumes a month. Absolute mad lads. Okay, next I have 4 FAKKU volumes, and I don't think I can show most of this. You can see there's the tippy tops. I think that might be all I could show you. We have one called Jackpot, we have one called Chateaus, we have one called Love Lariat, and then we have one called F Street Girls. Except it's a different word. Instead of just the letter F, there's a 4-letter word there. It's also really chunky, this one, compared to like regular FAKKUs. It's like twice as thick. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, the next set we have is large format yen press. So first off we have The Witch's Life of Mongol. Volume 1 was quite interesting. The art style is definitely a lot more striking and different to what you usually get in manga. Actually, I want to check to see if this one also has. No, it doesn't. Volume 1 had a map at the back, which I thought was super helpful. We don't have a map at the back of Volume 2. Sadness. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to get this one, but Ben kind of wanted me to. We have Demon Lord 2099, complete omnibus. And it is a thick boy. Ben has the light novels and I think has kind of enjoyed them, so was kind of interested in us getting the manga as well. I'm not a big fan of complete omnibuses, not because of the stories, I just don't find them enjoyable to physically hold while reading them. So I wasn't sure at first. How many pages is this? I can't read upside down. This is 525, doesn't it? So like 550, I guess. Actually, it doesn't feel too long for an all-in-one omnibus, actually. So like 3 volumes. Next we have Suzuki-Kun's Mindful Life Volume 2. I absolutely adored Volume 1. It was lovely, absolutely lovely. One of my favourite reads of last year. It's taken a while to get another volume, which is a shame, but hey ho, it's here, that's all that matters. Gives me vibes of like Skip and Loafer and the misunderstood, making assumptions from the way they look or talk. But the guy's just so adorable and cute. It's so lovely. I can't wait to read this one. This one might be a shoujo actually, so that's a hit for this month. Once I've done some of my Kodansha. And then we also have The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All, Volume 3, The Green Yuri. This came out a bit ago, but I was waiting for the price to go down a bit before I nabbed it. Absolutely, I've loved this. I love the paneling, I love how it looks. I can't wait to get into it. Also, Ben's been reading it. I think Ben's been maybe enjoying it. possibly. He's gonna watch this back and be like, what are you talking about? Okay, next couple, we are now on to 7 Seas, but specifically we're gonna do Steamship first. We have A Suitable Fetish, Volume 5, and Sweet Heat Before Falling in Love, Volume 3. I haven't read either of these. I vaguely tried to put off reading stuff in these stacks just because it makes it a bit more faffy when trying to pull it together to film the videos. Tried to wait till I filmed the videos and then I could read them. Some things I was way too excited for, cough Nina, and a few others, but Steamship I'm happy to hold off on, though I am still trying to maintain my 100% read on Steamship. I think I have about 4 or 5 I now need to read, including these 2. This one isn't plastic wrapped. I kind of wish it was. I wish we went a bit like more in some of the scenes for this to be able to be plastic wrapped. This is, it's an Omegaverse office, which is a fun read, but mildly indistinguishable from some of the others. Next we have the regular 7 Seas. So this one is a one-shot BL. We have God of Seduction in the bedroom. Is that kid? That's okay, that's a bit odd. Going in blind, my BL one-shots like are all over the place on if I enjoy them or not. More often than not, they're fine. They're okay, but then you get occasional gems where you're like, damn, I wish this one had another subtitle, one that would mess up my spreadsheet. My Cat is Such a Weirdo, Volume 8. Massive love for the series because it's dumb. And look, we got real pictures of cats. Oh, that's like a full double-page spread of just pictures. I'm gonna look at the cat. This is an accurate representation of what it's like when I'm trying to work. Yuna is like, oh, your hand, it's a pillow. I'm gonna use this as a pillow. No, you can't move it. You can't move it to work. This is my pillow. Though I am an inept Villainess, Volume 8, I'm behind on reading this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to rush this year to catch back up with it. I've read to the end of the first arc where everything comes to light, and I've not read past that yet because I think on one side I really was enjoying it and I was surprised that it kind of wrapped so quickly. So I'm like, how is it going to continue on? And I've just been uncertain enough to not keep reading. But everyone else who has really loves it. I know that's a me issue. It's a me issue. Eccentric Doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom 12. This might be a shoujo. Would you say? Maybe. If it is, I'll add it to my hit list for this month. If not, I'll read it later in the year or catch back up. I think I have about 5 volumes to catch back up to date with, but I've been really loving it. So I'm kind of looking for, it's on the same vein as Reincarnated as a Slime. I've really enjoyed it. And because I've enjoyed it, I've put off reading it. Just silly. Yonai Tsukioko's Happy Hell, Volume 4. I have actually stayed up to date with reading this one, so this is the only one I have to read. Again, another adult romance where they're actually like in a job and all that jazz. There was some mild miscommunication which started to annoy me, but was actually resolved fairly quickly, so I'm not mad about it anymore. I enjoy it, but I think I struggle to talk about it and like what happens, but I do enjoy it as like a adult-ish romance. Next, we have some Yen Eyes Press manhwa. I should have grouped this with the other Yen Press hey-ho. We have Corpse Knight Gunther, Volume 1. Interesting that this has the Yen Press imprint. I keep forgetting to ask them what determines something going under the Yen Press imprint or the Eyes Press imprint. Going in blind, but I've enjoyed manhwa, especially stuff from Yen Press, so much. I'm pretty much happy to give all of it a go. Then we have Unholy Blood, Volume 8. You might be able to see under there that this says final. This is the last one. It is a shorter series for Eyes Pressed, though. How many have we had complete? I can think of like maybe a small handful. I think I have 4 volumes of this to read. I think I've read 1 to 4, and now I need to read 5 to 8. But I think I got 5 and 6 and was going to read them and then realised it completed at 8, and I thought, no, I'll read them all together and see what I won't flick through it because it's the last one. I don't want spoilers, but it's a very pretty cover. She looks so nice. Next we have Semantic Error, Volume 4. You can see I haven't read this one. It is plastic wrapped. I think pretty much if you see any Eyes Pressed that is like RRP a few pounds more than the rest, it means it's going to be a mature plastic wrap series. Even if it's not plastic wrapped yet, it's going to be, because that's what happened with this one. First couple weren't plastic wrapped and then they became plastic wrapped. I wonder if there's like some form of like licensing something another where it costs more for an 18+ series, because I've joked about the plastic wrap taking that cost. It costs a couple pounds more to cover the plastic wrap, but like I don't actually mean that. I wonder if it's to do with licensing. I'm curious. Anywho, I think 5 might not actually be that far away. It took me this long to pick this volume up. I don't know if I'm going to wait though to read them together. I'll probably still hold off till March to read this though, so maybe I'll have 5 by then. Not So Wicked Stepmom Volume 7. I thought I was behind on this one. I think it's just slightly slow releasing. 8 might be out sooner-ish. I think there was a gap between a few volumes. It's just so cute. So much family love and adorableness. There is definitely some darker moments, do please look into it, but don't jump in completely assuming it's all sunshine and rainbows. But a lot of it is, to be fair, but there are still very dark moments. Trigger warnings, please look it up. Next, we're on to Viz, large format Viz, and then we're on to the smaller format. I picked up a lot more large format, I realise. Maybe it's my eyesight. I prefer reading the large format stuff because it's easier to read. Anywho, first we have Hiroshima Volume 7. Just an absolute breath of fresh air reading this series. I love it. Always enjoy getting a new one. I don't even necessarily mind reading them like apart. I don't feel like I need to do a binge of these. Sometimes a binge can be too much. I get too calm. But a volume here or there just is a perfect amount of soothingness. Terra Formars 23. Kind of shocked that we've had another one. I think it's on hiatus for a long time. This was originally a series I picked up for Ben. I can't remember if he's read any of it yet. But gosh, we got another one. It's come back. Explicit content, but it's not plastic wrapped. So I put off picking some of this up for a while because the RRP had gone up, but I'm now trying to sweep as much of it up as I can, and we have volumes of Real. We have 5, 8, 10, and 13. I have some mild concerns that we might not get another print. It had a reprint fairly recently, and I was like, do I hold off? But it might not come back. It's not the longest series. 16 has just come out. The RRP has gone up to $13.99, which is like the same price as like a Red River 3-in-1, and I know it's because it's signature and it's got these French flaps and all that jazz, and all the prices of Viz have gone up, so I just put it off for a while. But I hear so much, like such a critically acclaimed series. I want to be able to have it in my collection and read it, hence again going back to that, maybe having like a sports few weeks or something and I read series like this and Medalist and stuff. Then we have Twisted Tales Book of Savannah Claw Volume 1. This was in the daily deals, pretty cheap. Truth be told, that's why I picked it up. I do want to pick up the rest of the Twisted Wonderland series because I was not as smitten with it at the start, because it's not, I feel like if you've played the game, you're probably going to enjoy it more. I'm mostly going to hold off if I see it on sale or discounted or secondhand. I'll probably pick some up then, but I'm not rushing to grab more yet. This was also in the daily deals when I made an order. It was Mermaid Saga 2. This series is complete at 2 volumes, and I already have volume 1, so I was like, actually, let's just grab it, because I've not really read many series from this mangaka, and because they tend to be really long. So maybe give a go at this one, which is a bit shorter. I don't know if it's good or not. Maybe it's terrible. No idea. Okay, now we're on to the small format volumes and our last stack. First off, we're going through 7C small volumes. So we have 12 Dirty Deeds to Turn the Princess and Her Heroine 3. This, I believe, is complete. I think it's just these 3 volumes. It's kind of I'm not sure I'd really recommend it. It's quite explicitly dumb and silly, but it is quite dumb and silly. It's that dumb humour that I really like, but it's also explicit with that humour. So it's definitely not for everyone. A Ninja and an Assassin Under One Roof, Volume 1. A new series. Honestly, I feel it's going to fall into a similar vein of like young, cute girls doing silly, light-hearted things. And it is quite hit or miss depending on how much I enjoy them. They do quite often become sale section series for me to pick up, but I'll still give volume 1s a go to be able to like report back and let you know my thoughts. My Younger Night Takes Care of Me in Another World Volume 2, the Beans Imposter. It's complete at 2 volumes. I don't think it's worth it. We joked about it, like, oh, it's nice to read Beans again, but it's complete in this volume, and it is, in my opinion, rushed. Really rushed and confusing, mildly confusing, especially in parts where they're like, oh yeah, this thing happened, and then they just like don't explain or mention it again. It's very odd, it's very bizarre. I would be greatly amused if the further into Beans we get, the things that happen at the end of this volume happen in Beans, and they've just like speed ran the rest of the story, but not as well. The World's Fastest Power Up Volume 4. This was also to fill up a gap. This is my kind of like stats fantasy dungeon crawler kind of series. It's not an isekai, it happens in Japan. These dungeons have popped up, like Solo Leveling or Call to Adventure. Don't think it's good, but it is my kind of thing, so I'm glad to have a few more volumes I can now read through to catch back up. I'm running for Crown Princess, but all I want is a Steady Paycheck Volume 2. Quite cute, fantasy, romance. Again, I'll give it a couple more volumes to see if I'm going to stay up to date with reading it, or just see if I see it on sale. I imagine it's the sort of series I'm going to see on sale on like Blackwell's, I don't think it's like that remarkable. It's fine. B rank adventure with a scary face, volume 1. This is the only volume I think I have from One Piece books. It's a volume 1 and I'm always happy to grab volume 1s to be able to read and share my thoughts. But I'm going in fairly blind outside of the title. I assume it's to do with an adventurer who is B rank who has a scary face. Next we have 3 volumes of Ascendance of a Bookworm. We have part 3. Oh, that's also part 3. Part 3 volumes 3 and 4, and then part 4 volume 1. And I'm still super annoyed and bitter and grumpy that they're releasing multiple parts before they finish the one beforehand. I don't think part 2 has finished printing in English, and we're already on part 4. Part 3 also hasn't finished printing. I think it's because it's a really long light novel series, and because it's split into parts, they like have different manga artists, I believe. Yeah, the artists are different between part 3 and part 4. So they're trying to like double the capacity basically. So I kind of get it, but like I can't read it. I'm not gonna jump ahead. I'm not gonna jump ahead to this or to this when I still can't finish reading part 2. And I don't know if it's gonna put people off reading it, especially if you don't read into it to understand what's happening. You won't realize if you just look on the shelf and you're like, oh, part 4 started. And you start reading it and you're like, I have no idea what's going on. Unless maybe you've read the light novels and you're a light novel fan and you want to jump in at your favourite part or something. I don't know. It's an interesting idea, but especially with 2 not yet finished in English, and I'm not sure when it's going to finish in English. I want to support it, but I'm annoyed. Next we have a couple of Titan volumes. We have Stray, and this looks to be a one-shot. I don't want to look at the synopsis, especially if it's a one-shot. I'm going in completely blind to this though. I've seen a lot of people talk about it on like Instagram and stuff, but I've no idea. Megaera Rebirth, Code Tyrosos, Volume 1, also blind. I thought it sounded like an Isekai, I'm not sure it's an Isekai. On the back it says it's based on a video game. No, sorry, based on the Megaera franchise, apologies. But I don't know what that is. So again, also blinded to this one. Next we have a couple of Tokyo Pop. First we have My New Wife's Fake Smile 2. Read Volume 1. This was actually, Volume 1 was my first read of 2026. And I really liked it. It was super dang cute and adorable and awkward, but it's so thin. It's like 100 pages. And I'm fairly sure the price is the same between these 2 volumes. Let me check. Okay, no, it isn't. One's $14.99, the other's $12.99. I don't know what the RRPs are in pounds off the top of my head, but at least in dollars they're a bit different, but not enough in my opinion, especially when you look like thickness-wise. Is that really $2 more worth or $2 less? Anywho. Yeah, basically this guy thinks his wife hates him, but she doesn't. She's just incredibly horny for him, but feels really embarrassed by it, so he's trying to hide it from him, and he's misunderstood it. So it's miscommunication. But mildly funny and cute and adorable, and it depends how long it'll go on for, but I'm okay with it at the moment, but I'm not okay with this thickness. I don't know if I'll stay up to date with it. My Moons and Midnights Are For You. This looks, oh, Volume 1. I love Tokyo Pop spines nowadays. We had some terrible ones. We still have some terrible ones, but they've gotten so much better, and I am a right sucker for buying a series from them because their spines look gorgeous. They've tempted me. They've tempted me. I assume it's a BL. Yeah, it says boys love, but otherwise, no idea. Okay, next we have some Viz, and I actually think all of this was to fill in gaps almost. So first we have Girl Crush Volume 3. I've ended up, I think, with Volume 4, and I didn't realise I didn't have Volume 3 till I went to my spreadsheet. So we now have it, and I'll try and read back up with this. Oh, for some reason, I thought it had an imprint. I was like, what imprint is it? It doesn't have one. Is this becoming more common? Next, I did some naughty pickups. We have Volumes 3 and 9 of iShield 21. Naughty because they were a bit over 3 for 2 prices. However, there have been a load of Viz reprints as of late, but quite a lot of them haven't made their way over to the UK. I don't know if that's on purpose. I don't think they've made their way over to Europe either. It seems like only the US has been getting them. And what I've noticed, my thoughts, assumption is when SciFier has to use a different supplier, the discount price isn't as cheap as usual. So if these aren't necessarily easily available to the UK and Europe, they might have to be picking them up from a different supplier, and I think they're more pricey through that supplier. I think it's the same reason when like stuff that has recently come out is a bit higher. That, or for some reason it's pulling through the US RRP instead of the pounds RRP. But yeah, that's my conspiracy theory on why these aren't as discounted. I think there's a different supplier, because I've not seen like Ice Shield or the next series or some other series really appearing at all available in the UK, even on sites like Blackwell's, which is quite unusual. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I would kind of like to be wrong, because I'm still missing a fair few, but I only went for a couple to fill some gaps. So I think I now might have a clear run to 10, but I'd have to wait till I put them away to have a look. Next series I did some naughty gap filling was Yakutake Japan. We have 4 and 7. I would love to read this series, but it is so hard to find all of my volumes at secondhand. I chose these two because they fill up gaps, I think, to volume 11. It's like a 24-25 volume series, so I'm still missing a fair few. SciFier did have more, but because they were a bit over 3 for 2, I wasn't rushing to grab more. I was like, I'll just grab a couple to fill gaps. Maybe next time I do an order, I'll get a couple more and like maybe slowly build it up. Because honestly, if it's going to be like this and they're not shipping them outside the US, I'm not holding my breath for another reprint, which is unfortunate. This is all speculation, by the way. I have no idea. I'm making guesses and just chatting shit with everyone. Curious to hear everyone's thoughts as well. Next, we're on to Yen Press. We're actually nearly done. So next we have The Heroic Tale of Villainous Prince Volume 2. I quite liked it, personally. I'm not sure I'd recommend it again, but I also realised and learnt that it's not a very long series. It might only be 3 volumes. So as much as I liked it and want to read it, I might hold off till at least Volume 3 is out. It might be 3, 4 or 5, I can't remember. It's a small number. I have plenty of other stuff to read in the meantime. Next we have The 31st Concert Volume 3, also very cute. I quite like it. Again, probably wouldn't rush to recommend it, but I've liked it. They're getting thinner though. These volumes are getting thinner and thinner, and that is spooking me. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world 2, Volume 6. I'm behind on reading this one, so I might pick it up during Isekai month. It's another one where it's like, I don't think it's good. I'm not going to recommend it, but I really loved it. There's a lot of series like that, especially my Isekai and fantasy ones. I can't get over the spine though. That title on a spine, damn. This Monster Wants to Eat Me Volume 3. I was uncertain if I was going to pick this one up, but it fills a gap and also supports GL series, which are definitely severely neglected in the English print scene. Though it seems to be picking up. So yeah, at least now I don't have a gap and I can read some more, but I'm probably not going to rush to pick up more in the series yet. I think I have 1 to 5 now. Next we have Isekai Samurai Volume 2, a very fun female-led isekai. I would recommend this one, where a samurai is isekai. It's not like a modern day salaryman or something. It is a female samurai who's been isekai'd into a fantasy world, and it's been quite fun. Very slow releasing though. Very slow releasing, unfortunately. I think my voice is starting to go, but we are nearly done. Oshi no Ko Volume 12. This is complete. I want to say it's 16, 17 volumes, or somewhere around there. So I don't know if I'm just going to hold off till then, because I did a binge of earlier volumes and enjoyed it a lot more that way. And as I've managed to hold on this long, maybe. I don't get the colour scheme though. I mean, I really like this green, but what is the colour scheme of this series? It's all over the place. Okay, our final stack of publisher bits is Kodansha. So the first one we have on top is Drops of God Volume 2, which is a weird format. It's smaller than like a regular Viz. Like, what scale is this for? Anywho, I read Volume 1 in January and I did actually quite like it. As someone who has pretty much no interest in wine, I found it really interesting learning about different types of wine and the scent profiles and all that jazz. This is annoying. I also don't think they're printing the whole series. They did a print of the series a while back and they only did like certain arcs. It was very odd. So I think that might be what we're getting, which is a bit annoying. I'm going to support it still, but in the hopes that maybe one day we'll get a proper print run. But this is a bit of an odd thing to do. I wonder why. Was there something that came out recently? Is there a live action? Is that recent? Next we have Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun Era Mafia Edition Volume 1. This was to fill a gap because I accidentally ordered Volume 2 thinking I had Volume 1, which I was a bit annoyed at myself about, but I have now picked up Volume 1, so I can now read the series. I love the main series, so I was kind of excited to have like a spin-off in some way. Next we have Origin Volume 10. This completes the series. After reading Volume 1, I was like, actually this is a series, especially only being 10 volumes, I want to read it all together. So I did quickly throw 10 in, as the final volume, so I can now binge read the series, and then I can give more thoughts in a later video when I do that. Final volume in the haul is A Curtain Call for You, Volume 1. Going in blind on this one, I don't know anything except that quite a few people seem to have enjoyed it, which bodes well, because they're the sort of people I tend to enjoy the sort of things they read as well. I have noticed with like the last few Kodansha, no that's not a Kodansha, where'd I put it? That these have all taken on the like traditional vertical format, where they're quite a bit like wider compared to a regular volume by like all of this. I wonder if smaller format Kodansha is kind of just leaning towards that nowadays, because I'm trying to think of Kodansha that is in a smaller format, and I can think of like a small handful, like Fairy Tail, Condition Called Love, that is like actively still printing, that is. I wonder if this is on purpose. I'm just curious. And with that, we are done. That was my birthday haul. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. My voice is giving out. I do have the second half of the January haul to film, but I might have a short break. Do let me know in the comments your thoughts. If I tempted you towards anything, do let me know. Do remember to check out my channel memberships if you're interested in early access. I did fall behind over Christmas having gotten sick. I'm starting to pull myself back together a little bit. So there will be more videos up there for members in the next week or so. Or actually no, probably before this one goes up publicly, hopefully. And do remember, if you saw something you fancied, you can use Cake Tins to get 5% off your SciFier order, or do keep an eye out on their social medias when they post like 10% offs. They tend to be a bit sporadic and themed, like it might be a 7 Seas one, it might be a sci-fi one, but if you want to do an all one, you can use mine. Otherwise, I hope you have the most amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!